Hello, I'm Wendy Lathrop, and on behalf of GeoLearn, I'm presenting a series of talks on floods, floodplain management, and our role of design in the National Flood Insurance Program. The session today is on letters of map change, relating to what they are and how we can succeed with them. First, we need to know what it is that the National Flood Insurance Program is intended to accomplish. The federal statutes that created the National Flood Insurance Program during the 1968 National Flood Insurance Program Act established that there were three main approaches to floodplain management. First, we need to identify where the flood risks are and what they are and map them. Then we need to create, based on those maps, a regulatory framework so that there's consistent regulation of floodplains throughout our country. And then finally, the flood insurance program makes sure that there is affordable flood insurance throughout the country based on the mapped risks and the appropriate regulation. Today's session is going to concentrate on the mapping side of it, and in particular, how to change those maps when they become out of date. There are a lot of implications for mapping. If you have an inaccurate map, it means that the areas within that mapped area are either going to be regulated too stringently or not stringently enough, and they may be exposed to additional hazards and risks as a result. Furthermore, the structures will not be insured correctly. They may be paying too much in terms of premiums, or they may not be insured at all because people don't think that they need insurance. Those are pretty serious implications to that. On the other side of it, if there's no map at all, then there is no identification of where the hazards are, so that it's impossible to allocate the appropriate premiums to make sure that there is appropriate coverage for protection of that structure. And there's also a problem in terms of regulating buildings and construction in those areas, because people will say, if there's no identified risk, why should I build according to these very difficult codes to comply with? So if an area is not mapped, people can buy flood insurance if it's within a participating community, but they may not be insured correctly. If they don't carry insurance and they are affected by a nationally declared disaster, they may not be able to participate in any of the disaster assistance that's generally available. Similarly, if a structure is inappropriately regulated. So in order to keep maps current, we need to look at the kinds of things that change with maps. We need to look at what was the level of detail in the original map. Was it detailed enough to tell us what the base flood elevation is, the height of the expected level of water to either reach or exceed during the 1% annual chance flood event? If we don't, then we possibly want to add detail, add more technical information to improve those maps.